Caitlin Clark just dropped a TV viewership extravaganza so big, it's got NHL execs sweating, NBA preseason planners confused, and the WNBA's old guard scrambling to rewrite their scripts. Sit tight, because what just went down has the basketball world spinning. And let's just say, not everybody's thrilled about it. Spoiler alert, the jealousy is so intense, even Angel Reese's own mom is going nuts. She's upset. She made a couple of comments a couple of days ago about people literally covering statistical data involving attendance. That's a problem. That's hate. Clark's preseason debut didn't just draw eyeballs. It straight up hijacked the national conversation. In this video, we're unpacking exactly how Clark just bent reality for women's basketball, why the Reese camp is spiraling, and what this all means for the future of the game. Because what's happening right now isn't just historic, it's hilarious and very, very telling. If you're ready to watch greatness, type "fired up for the fever" in the comments. Let's go. Other WNBA teams are going to have to think of another solution for Caitlin Clark because they're not going to be able to guard her the way that they did during her rookie season. We're talking 1.3 million viewers for a preseason WNBA game. You heard that right, preseason. She didn't just outperform last year's WNBA Finals opener, she left it in the dust. And oh yeah, she also casually outdrew the NHL playoffs and NBA preseason matchups. That's not just a ratings spike, that's a ratings detonation. And this wasn't some sleepy exhibition either. It was a sold-out madhouse. Carver Hawkeye Arena was packed to the rafters, rocking like it was a Final Four game. You know, the same arena where she made college basketball history night after night. And now she's back, but this time as the face of a pro franchise. While Clark was lighting up ESPN and igniting the kind of crowd energy that gives you goosebumps, someone else was not having a great time. In fact, someone was fuming. Enter stage left, Angel Reese's mom, armed with a phone, a grudge, and a fresh round of accusations. Because when Caitlin dominates, apparently someone in the Reese household has to log on and throw a fit. Yep. While millions of fans were celebrating a landmark moment for women's basketball, Angel Reese's mom was busy composing a fiery little post aimed squarely at Caitlin and her supporters. Subtlety, not her strong suit. The post was packed with loaded language, finger-pointing, and just enough passive aggression to make a Real Housewives producer proud. Why all the smoke? Simple. The receipts don't lie. Caitlin Clark is drawing numbers the WNBA has never seen before, and the contrast couldn't be more painful for her critics. This game beat NHL playoff ratings. A WNBA game, a preseason WNBA game, not only beat those ratings, destroyed more watch than any NBA preseason game since 2018, all but 2 NBA preseason games since 2010. Caitlin Clark didn't just arrive. She detonated the sports media landscape. Her preseason debut wasn't just a game. It was a moment, a cultural shift wrapped in a jump shot, a TV event with more gravity than most playoff matchups. That 1.3 million viewership stat, that's not just good for the WNBA, it's historic. She pulled numbers some leagues pray for in the regular season, and she did it with a smile, a step-back three, and zero drama. And let's talk about that crowd. Carver Hawkeye wasn't just full, it was electric. 15,000 fans, wall to wall, standing room only. Little girls rocking number 22 jerseys. Lifelong hoop heads holding "I drove 300 miles for Caitlin" signs. This wasn't an exhibition. This was a coronation. The average seat cost $670. That's not just historic, that's unprecedented. And yet the crowd showed up, paid up, and turned up. Some resale tickets cracked the $6,000 mark. For a preseason game. That's Clarkonomics, baby. And it's only getting started. And what did Caitlin do under all that pressure, all that noise, all that scrutiny? Oh, nothing much. Just dropped 21 points, including a Steph Curry range 3 in the opening minutes. She controlled the floor like a conductor with a baton, energized her teammates, and showed why she's not just a player. She's a walking revolution. But this isn't just about the scoreboard. Caitlin Clark is reshaping the league's DNA. She's turning casual watchers into fans, doubters into believers, and networks into believers with checkbooks. She's not just playing the game, she's changing how it's consumed, sold, and celebrated. Merch, flying, tickets, gone, social engagement, through the roof. ESPN, CBS, ABC, they're all watching now. because Caitlin Clark has made women's basketball unskippable. And yet, not everyone's clapping. The highest rated NHL game was roughly 430,000 viewers behind only 2 NBA preseason games in the last 15 years had bigger ratings in this game. It outdrew Game 1 of the 2024 WNBA Finals. Oh, get mad. Get angry. While most of the basketball world was lifting its jaw off the floor, Angel Reese's mom decided to fire off a social media manifesto that can only be described as petty meets performative. She didn't drop names, but she didn't need to. Everyone with an internet connection knew who the target was. Caitlin Clark. You got Angel Reese's mom. She put this out in the public space. All that certain fan base looking in the stands, celebrating quote attendance, while others are looking up in the rafters celebrating championship banners. We ain't the same. Different years, same haters. Have a great day. Her claim? That Caitlin's rise is more about privilege than performance. That the fanfare is media manufactured. That her daughter was demonized while Clark got applauded for doing the same things. You know, that old song again. Let's be real. This isn't the first time we've heard this tune. Ever since the LSU-Iowa NCAA showdown, complete with "You Can't See Me" theatrics, the Reese camp has been simmering over how Clark gets praised while Angel gets painted as the villain. And now, with Caitlin shattering records and walking into the WNBA like she owns the place, the bitterness is boiling over. Reese fans cried foul. Clark fans clapped back. But through it all, one thing stayed clear. Caitlin Clark didn't get anything. She earned everything. With decades of reps, a highlight reel for the ages, and the kind of stats you don't luck into, this isn't about the media handing her a crown. It's about her grabbing it with both hands and refusing to let go. All because of her skill, her grace, and her absolute class. But oh no, Reese's mom wasn't done. One spicy post wasn't enough. She went full-on PR meltdown mode, liking, reposting, and co-signing every inflammatory take that accused Caitlin Clark's fans of being racially biased, or worse, part of some grand media conspiracy designed to crown Clark while sidelining everyone else. If there was a tweet implying Caitlin's fans were secretly plotting in a smoke-filled ESPN boardroom, you bet she tapped the heart button. Even as journalists and analysts really tried, to pull the conversation back to, actual basketball, the whole discourse was hijacked. What should have been a unifying moment, a win for the entire sport, was instead turned into a battleground of identity politics and social media finger-pointing. Tribalism took over. Reese's defenders dug in. Clark's defenders clapped back. And somewhere in the middle, a basketball revolution was quietly getting overshadowed. And let's not forget the one person not participating in the circus, Caitlin Clark. While everyone else was composing Twitter threads and playing the blame game, Clark stayed laser-focused on the only thing that actually matters. Her game. No subtweets, no press statements, just buckets. While Reese's camp aired their grievances, Clark was airing out defenders and selling out arenas like it was her side hustle. And guess what? That silence? It's louder than any online rant. Still, the resentment flowing out of Team Reese is revealing. At its core, it exposes an uncomfortable truth about the moment we're in. Clark's dominance is so undeniable, it's creating fault lines across the league. This isn't just about basketball anymore. This is about power, pride, and who gets to control the narrative of women's sports moving forward. Because when Caitlin Clark sets viewership records and becomes the face of a league overnight, it doesn't just challenge the game, it challenges the gatekeepers. The question isn't just, how good is Caitlin Clark? It's, who gets to define greatness in this new era? Angel Reese loves the attention. She is extremely popular on social media. When she posts provocative pictures, thousands of lonely dudes give her the validation that she so desperately desires. We're not just talking about a one-sided beef. We're witnessing a full-blown tug-of-war over the future of women's basketball. For years, the WNBA has battled for relevance, pushing for better pay, more exposure, bigger crowds. And to be fair, those strides were hard-earned. The veterans have grinded through media indifference, travel nightmares, and paychecks that would make a college intern scoff. Then Caitlin Clark shows up and suddenly the league is trending every day. Networks are bidding like it's the Super Bowl, and average ticket prices have quadrupled in places that never sold out before. It's the kind of surge the league's been dreaming about. And yet, it's coming with friction. Because for players like Angel Reese and supporters who've been there through the lean years, it feels like someone just skipped the line. They've been grinding for respect. And now here comes Caitlin, getting it in buckets. And it stings. Angel Reese is also influential in hip-hop culture. She has made cameos and music videos. The popularity of Angel Reese, it is an illusion. Caitlin Clark has managed to break through the niche culture of celebrity to become a mainstream draw. You can make the case that Caitlin Clark is the biggest draw right now in sports. That's why Reese's mom's post hit harder than a social media squabble. It's not just about Clark. It's about the anxiety that the game's center of gravity has shifted, and shifted fast. But here's the part they're missing. This isn't a zero-sum game. Caitlin Clark isn't taking anything from the league. She's bringing more to it. Her impact isn't subtraction, it's multiplication. Yes, the spotlight's on her, but the ripple effects benefit everyone. More eyes, more money, more opportunities. And no matter how uncomfortable that growth feels for some, the receipts are undeniable. TV networks are begging to broadcast fever games. Opposing teams are relocating matchups to bigger venues just to keep up with the ticket demand. Clark's jersey is flying off the shelves like it's a championship t-shirt. Even WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert had to admit it. Clark's debut had the kind of economic firepower the league has been praying for. Let's be real. The game is growing faster than ever, and Caitlin Clark is the rocket fuel. And yes, veteran players deserve flowers. They built the foundation. But Clark is the high-rise. She's the one drawing in casual sports fans, parents with daughters who now want to play. And yes, even die-hard NBA fans who are finally giving the W a shot. The base is expanding, and that's a good thing. But here's the danger. If the league allows bitterness to define the conversation, if resentment drowns out opportunity, then this golden moment could slip away. That's what makes the drama from Reese's camp so frustrating. Instead of capitalizing on the moment, they're feeding a narrative that could turn fans off. New viewers don't want social media wars. They want basketball. They want excellence. They want stars. Caitlin Clark gives them all three. And let's not pretend there's some balanced rivalry here. Caitlin Clark doesn't have a rival. The WNBA is desperate to frame it that way for drama, for ratings, for legacy building. But this isn't Magic versus Bird. It's Jordan versus whoever he's facing that week. The gap between Clark and the rest is wide, and growing. She's the needle mover, the face of the league, and the reason arenas are buzzing. Still, Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark will be linked forever. That NCAA showdown made sure of it. And if handled right, this could become the rivalry that fuels the league for years. Gritty, entertaining, headline-grabbing. But only if the competition stays on the court. The next few months are pivotal. Clark is already proving she's more than hype. She's humble, locked in, and leading by example. If the league follows her lead, puts the game first and sets egos aside, the future is blindingly bright. But if it lets off-court drama overshadow on-court brilliance, if voices like Reese's mom keep hijacking the spotlight, then the WNBA risks becoming its own worst enemy. Caitlin Clark didn't just break a TV record. She shattered a ceiling. She pulled millions into women's basketball and proved there's a massive audience just waiting to fall in love with the game. Now it's up to the league, and every player in it, to decide whether they want to keep building or keep bickering. Because one thing is crystal clear. Caitlin Clark is rewriting the rules. She's not just a player. She's a movement, a ratings juggernaut, a future MVP, a generational talent. And the only question left is, who's ready to grow with her?